finishing the fittings, did a time belt change and a clutch change. Just give you one or two hacks that I used. Here is the Ford. Oh, sorry, all by myself, so camera work is going to be a bit shaky. First off, you have to put the timing pin in at some point, and of course there's a nice video on the internet from a guy called Alan Howatt, very good, but of course he works on a stripped engine, so how you get to the timing plug is it's in here somewhere. I used a little LED bulb on a thing. It's small enough usually to get into little corners, and with that in it you can just about see, yes, there is a small hole. Ooh, it's not focusing. There's a small hole there, and it's just above the compressor. So looking at to see if we can get the timing plug out and put the pin in. Just behind there, there is a small hole there. Now, if you really bend your arm in a strange way, you can get your finger on it, and it is related sort of straight ahead of this little intermediate. Okay, there's no quite focusing now. Just ahead this intermediate roller here that is behind your or above your compressor, your airco compressor, and attaching your alternator. So to get it in, if you have a 10 socket on the end here, and you line it up just abutting the roller, then you can go straight on and through the hole and get your signal. The only way is to get your finger on to feel it. You have to put your hand in, put it through the hole, and you can just put your finger on the 10 knot there. So no way you can get to it in real life. This tube, I removed that and put it out of the way. In the end I also loosened the airco compressor and let it hang down, give you a little bit more space to work from the bottom instead of the top, but still you're working sort of blind. So get your 10 socket on, and then also your timing pin. Whoops. So a few more hacks here. My little hack cabinet for this job. Ooh, zoom out, okay. So first off, the timing set that I got on eBay, 30 quid. So timing pin. Now because it runs so tight to that little roller, it fouls it. And so what I did, I put this end in the drill and used my grinder as a sort of lathe to grind a little bit off the end here to make it slightly thinner. And then when you put it in, you can also not remove it. So I ground or saw with the hacksaw, made a slot in it. So you can put a screwdriver in there if you can get your hand on it. Second hack. Third one, well, that is locking plate that actually works quite well. This is the plate to lock your camshaft that is delivered. It was a little bit too thick, so I filed it and sanded it down to just over 5 mil so that you get a better fit. This tool works quite well, the centering tool. The only thing is, which I found out is a bit terrible, that if you use it to center it with the seal already in place, you're actually pushing in the seal to the end point, instead of being flush with the casing. It now is pushed in all the way. I hope it's not going to make a problem, but otherwise you can get to it to replace it at some point. So quite a good set this here for 30 quid. Next hack is my holding tool. Now that's just a strap of builder's metal from a tool station under Fiverr. Got some stud ends that I had left over from somewhere, and drilled out two of the holes, or drilled out two new holes to 10 mil, and used the studs, and actually it held without any other nuts and things. Used the other little holes here to hold the camshaft and some other sort of pulleys and things that you need to hold against when you're tightening or loosening them. Just put a 6 mil bolt in there. So here we are, the business end. So let's see if you can still get it. So yeah, what I did, use that on here, zoom out a bit. Why is it zoomed in? I didn't want to zoom in. So use that on the crankshaft, and this end here I had butted against this suspension arm, either on the top or the bottom, and that worked quite well. Now, sorry about the movement. So next hack would be when I had to tighten the crankshaft bolt. It has to go to 100 and then 180 angle tighten them. I used my just 450 mil and used it on the nut like that, and hung from the top of the car with my foot on the bottom here, and managed to get the 180 angle on it, because man, that's tight. What happened, just as I got to the right point, this here is the socket, and the socket bent out as I was reaching the 180 angle. That's how much force you have to exert. Next up, made this little bit of wood here, fits in the corner of the sump underneath. Here we go again. So fits under here in the corner, and I had a zoomed out here. So I had a stand under here, so that the force is not on the sump itself, but on the bolts, and you can see the imprint and the outline actually of the sump where it sits. So that just gets it clear. Next hack was this bit, when I had to move the engine forward, backwards, take it off. It's stand, and this one is slightly angled with a bit drilled out here for the sump plug. So this fitted underneath the sump plug and on the sump like so, again with a little bit of space underneath, so that the weight will be taken by the sides and not by the sump itself anymore. No. No, I think that's probably the main problems you're going to face trying this job.